So hello, Helen and Lisa. Thanks so much for joining me today to have a brief chat to get to know you better and learn more about your experiences as we celebrate Pride Month here at Chamberlain Group. For those I haven't met yet, I'm Tricia Myers, Senior Manager, responsible for leading our engagement and diversity and equity and inclusion strategy and initiatives across the company. So I'm really excited to be here today to add your personal stories to our weekly series of information that will be shared with all of our employees. So I have a few questions for each of you, and I know our time will go fast. But first, tell us a little bit about what you do here at Chamberlain Group. Lisa, you want to kick us off?
Sure. My name's Lisa Rutter. I manage the group of business analysts working in the Connected Solutions group. We're building the apps and the web-based platforms for everything that we build at Chamberlain.
Sounds great. Good. Helen.
All right, so I'm Helen Rabadan, and I'm a manager of corporate communications focused on the branding and creative that goes out for Chamberlain Group.
Fantastic. Great. Good. Well, Lisa, let me come back to you and we'll start with you. I'm really curious to learn a little bit more about what does Pride Month mean to you and why is it important?
Well, Pride Month for me has changed a lot over the years. I've been out to my family for 44 years, which sounds really weird when I say it. So in the beginning, it was all about visibility and acceptance. And now for me, it's more time of reflection as well as education. So I reflect on how far we have progressed as a society in the United States in those 44 years. And I also like to use the time to educate friends, colleagues on what it's like to just have lived this life over 4 decades and the progress that we've made and progress still to be made.
Mm-hmm. Great. Thank you. Helen, what would you say?
Again, yeah, same deal. Pride has taken a shift. When you're 16, 17 and you're freshly out of the closet, everything's a party and you really don't I don't know if you don't really take the depth of Stonewall, the riots, and then as you progress into, adulthood and you start seeing the seriousness behind what those riots meant, and currently where society is, you start to realize that those riots made sense. Those riots were a turning point for everybody in the community that really thrives, living out and proud. And I can fully take advantage of it now because I mean, it's like, yes, it starts out like a party, but now you have equality. No matter where you go, you stand proud of who you are. At least I know I do personally. Like I walk out and I travel plenty to Mexico City. My partner's out there, but there was a point where in Mexico we couldn't hold hands because people would look at us strange or say something. And I never found it like embarrassing. I never found that I don't know if I never felt it. I never cared to feel it. But when I came out of the closet, it was just like I'm never going back for anybody because I'm equal to everyone. And that's just the way life is. If they like it, great. If they don't, I'm sorry, but my life continues. So definitely taking a look at where we are today in society and all of the issues surrounding minorities, women that still are going on. Like you can stand up for yourself and really find depth in everything that happened.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Great. Thanks for sharing. Wonderful. Well, over to you, Lisa. Curious to see how you typically celebrate Pride Month. And yeah, do you have a favorite memory you wouldn't mind sharing with us?
Um, Now I break out the rainbows, and for me, Pride Month is every month, really.
Mm-hmm.
There's some celebration because you get to see more of people like you on television during this month. There's this push for inclusivity, and the conversation is more centered around us as a group. So that's kind of neat.
Mm-hmm.
But every month it's also, let's continue that. Why does it have to be 1 month for LGBTQ plus? Why does it have to be 1 month for Asian awareness? and Black Heritage Month and everything else. Why does it only have to be 1 month? So I like to say that, it's not just 1 month, it's every day of the year.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
My favorite Pride memory would have to be the first parade I participated in Pittsburgh. We moved here 9 years ago. My wife and I moved here 9 years ago. And I was a part of an executive group leading a diversity council at Bank of New York Mellon. And the bank decided to be a sponsor of Pride. And I got to march in my first Pride parade in downtown Pittsburgh. And it was really cool. So that's probably my favorite memory.
No, that's great. I love that. I can so relate. I don't think there's anything like being in the front and center, or like in the mix of a pride parade. I had the privilege of being walking in the New York City parade 2 times, and in Chicago 1 time, and some of the best memories. Oh my gosh, just so amazing. A wonderful experience. I encourage everybody to walk in at least one. You got to do it at least once in some major city. So thank you. Thank you, Lisa. So Helen, what about you? How do you typically celebrate it? And is there a special memory or something that
Well,
you'd like?
I also celebrate it all year round.
Yeah.
So, it is what it is. Like I said, I'm very proud of who I am. I don't hide it. I don't try to like dress up for anybody. It just is like I'm out there, and it's just me. For Pride Month, my family's always been like super supportive. I lucked out on having a very, very supporting dad and mom, and like my sister goes all out. My sister lives in Boys Town, and I don't. So it's pretty funny, but I'll head up her way and we hang out, grab a drink or something. This year, because my goddaughter is just clingy, we rented out a pontoon boat, so we're taking out actually this weekend to kind of have a small pride fest, since we couldn't attend anything due to COVID and everything's shifted around for dates. So I'm just taking the family out, and we're going on a boat and just enjoying the day.
No, that's great.
Favorite memory has to be by far the first year I came out. My father, I wasn't old enough to get into the bars, but my dad was, and I couldn't find him for anything in the world. And I was like, where's my dad? So I'm calling and calling, and I finally found him, and he was inside of a bar with like 3 drag queens, and they were telling him like that their families weren't supportive of them, and of course like it was a sob fest, and everybody's crying and hugging, and my dad was just being everybody's dad that day, and I was like, where's my dad? My dad was at the bar. I was not.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, our time went way too quickly here, as I knew it would. And sadly, we've got to bring this conversation to a close. But I really want to thank both of you for your time today, sharing your perspectives and allowing us to get to know you a bit better. I encourage all of our employees to have these kind of conversations throughout the year, not just in the month of June, to really help us get to know each other, and be a stronger one team by learning more about each other as we go forward. So thank you both. And I know we'll talk again soon. Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right.